Hey everyone, and thanks for jumping back into the Cardano-verse. Today we're going to talk about ADA, so if you guys like the content, make sure you subscribe to the channel, give the video a thumbs up, also check out the Telegram channel, which you can find a link to in the description below. Now, why are we calling it the Cardano-verse? Well, it appears that ADA has started to break away from the rest of the market temporarily, at least. If you look, this is our chart showing the normalized ROI of all these various cryptocurrencies as measured from the local bottom on March 13th, 2020, and ADA has it in a runaway at this point. This is a logarithmic scale, so this would be like 10x here, so this would be 20x. Most coins haven't really gone much above 20x, and if they have, it hasn't been that long-lived, at least the ones we're following. ADA has not only passed 20x, 30x, 40x, between 50 and 60x. So ADA has it in a runaway at this point, and what's more impressive, I think, is that it's doing this while the rest of the market had a little bit of a downturn. We know that Bitcoin has gone back down to 46 to 47k, Ethereum's back in the $1,400 to $1,500 range. Despite this, ADA just does not seem to care. Now what we're going to do is let's actually switch over to the trading view charts and look to see where we are. So ADA is currently at 132. So it's doing phenomenally well. Let's see, where is the 20-day moving average? Now, a lot of the coins we follow seem to be finding some level of support at the 20-day. It's more iffy for ADA on that support, sort of riding it, sort of not. We have definitely fallen below it a few times, but you can see that it has acted more or less as a guide over the last several months, dating back to November. And of course, we have dropped below it. Here's an example of dropping below it by about 10%. Here we dropped below it by about 10% as well. But more or less, it has been a fairly nice guide in terms of where ADA might find support in the event of a drop within, say, 10% or so. You might be curious where it is now. Well, right now it's at $1. Exactly, it's at 1.000722206. So right now, the 20-day moving average for ADA is at $1. Now, this might be hard to believe, but if you were to look at the price, say, 30 days ago, the price of ADA approximately 30 days ago, sorry, let me measure this again. Let's go back 30 days. We would be sitting at around 34 cents. So it's crazy how quickly ADA has sort of skyrocketed in its valuation, literally going up about 4x in the matter of a month. Just think about that for a minute. 4x in the matter of a month. So obviously it is continuing to stand the test of time. We've set it to racehorse for a year now on this channel, and here we are. It is definitely leading the pack. It has it in a runaway right now. We'll see sort of once we're at that 1 year mark which coin can claim the title. So far, it looks like ADA. Unless one of these other coins really puts in great numbers or ADA dips significantly, I believe ADA is going to win that race. Now, we can look at some other metrics. We can look at our bull market support band to see where that is. Now, this is one of those metrics that for ADA, it's sort of like the 20-day. It sort of respects it somewhat, but mostly it's Bitcoin and to some level Ethereum that respect this bull market support. If you're curious where that is right now, it's at a modest 35 cents up to 46 cents. So we're nowhere even close to it. So theoretically, if ADA were to drop and come back down to these levels and bounce, then we could theoretically be in a bull market still. That just shows you how far, how amazing it's been performing over the last several weeks to be that far extended from the 20-week moving average. Now, if you look at the ADA Ether valuation, I think our thesis was correct. We said that, if you guys follow the channel, we said many times that this has been our local top for the ADA Ether valuation the last 3 times. But I said that if a set of conditions exist that would allow the ADA Ether valuation to go above this level, these would be the set of conditions, because this set of conditions is most similar to what we had over here when it broke through it. And so far, we have broken through it decisively, and we've gone up another 80% from sort of those local 3 tops that we had in the bear market and in the accumulation phase. Now, if you're curious, where would we go? Where would we need to go to put in a new all-time high against Ethereum? We're not going to count this when it first dropped on the exchange. We're going to look at this wick right here. if the price of ADA against Ether rallied another 55% or so, then we would be looking at price discovery for the ADA Ether valuation. So this could be a milestone to watch. We're certainly not going to say we're definitively going to make it to this level, but it is where we made it back in January of 2018, so it is certainly a level we want to watch. Now we can also look at the ADA Bitcoin valuation and see that we're still more or less in no man's land over here. We haven't really been in this area very much in the past at around 3,000 satoshis. This ranges more or less from 2,300 satoshis, or yeah, so we're currently at 2,866 satoshis, but it ranges from around 2,300 satoshis up to 4,200 satoshis. We have not spent that much time in this regime here. We more or less just move up it, move through it, or back down it, back up and then back down. We don't really spend a whole lot of time in between so far. Now, of course, that could change, but so far we have not spent that much time in this region. Now, if we were to go back up to the local or this area right here, where would it correspond to? Well, it would correspond to another 46% move against Bitcoin. That would get us to this level. And if ADA was fortunate enough to go back up to, say, this level up here, then we would be looking at another, from the current valuation, another 200% against Bitcoin. And I don't know that I think that ADA is going to go up 200% against USD in the short term. If it did, that would be great. It would be, we'd be looking at around a $4 ADA if that were to happen, because 100% moves at 2x, that would put us about 260 or so, and another 130 above that would put us around $4. I don't think that's going to happen in the short term. Not saying it can't. I would love it if it could, but one way that we could get to that level is would actually have to probably come on a sizable Bitcoin correction. That way, if ADA were going up, say 200% against Bitcoin, it's not just because it's going up against USD, but it's because Bitcoin, the valuation of Bitcoin is dropping. And while normally we would look at Bitcoin pullbacks and say, well, it's likely to cause that Bitcoin valuation to bleed, over the last several days, despite the fact that Bitcoin has been bleeding, if you look over the last, let's take it from February 21st. So over the last 7 days, Bitcoin has bled 21% over 7 days. And then let's take a look at ADA. What has ADA done since February 21st? Let's take a look. So we're going to go to February 21st, which is, actually it's right here. It's before the drop. But let's go to the bottom of the wick and measure to where we currently are. We are up 29%. If we go to the bottom of the candle, we're up 21%. Sorry, this was 28%, this is 21%. So despite the fact that Bitcoin has dropped 21% over the last week or so, ADA has gone up by about the same amount that Bitcoin dropped, about 21%. So this is why I'm saying that, the valuation of ADA USD does not necessarily have to go up 200% to say $4 for us to theoretically get to this fairly impressive milestone over here. It could also come on the back of a potential Bitcoin sustained correction. Okay, so I would be looking for that in the event of ever one day making it back to this point. But that's obviously a discussion for a different video. Clearly right now, we should be looking more towards this level and seeing if we can make it there. No free lunch, no guarantees. Obviously, ADA is very extended so far. Be responsible. It's up, 60x, 65x in 11 months or so. So be responsible with it, but it has a lot of momentum right now. There's really no telling exactly how high it can go. And it's in terms of its Bitcoin valuation from the local top right here, it's already back down about 11% or so. Doesn't mean the rally can't continue. And then actually right now it's holding up relatively well. Again, Bitcoin's back down to 46.3 and ADA's still above $1.30. So it's still doing relatively well. ADA has been my primary hedge against Ethereum for a long time. Here we are, we're sort of reaping the rewards of taking that hedge. But if you guys do like the content, make sure you subscribe. Let's go for 150,000 subscribers. Give the video a thumbs up, turn on alerts. We have a Telegram channel you can check out. You can find a link to that in the description below. And remember, there's the premium list alt season sale. you can lock in the low rate. Check that out in the description below as well if you're looking for exclusive content. Thank you guys for tuning in. We'll see how high ADA can go, see what it's capable of. I'll see you next time. Bye.